Hello, my name is Megan Cowan, and I'm a Jineng Qigong teacher and healer. For more information about my classes, you can visit my website intothehum.com, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. So this is an introduction to a teaching collection that I'm going to start compiling on Jineng Qigong applied to daily life. And this is really what I am most passionate about in my Qigong practice and teaching is how to take these very simple concepts and laws of how energy and consciousness work in the universe and apply them directly to our messy, confusing daily lives. And this is something that is so important to me because I can see how practices like Qigong or yoga or other consciousness practices or energy practices can actually keep you stuck if they're not applied consciously to daily life, if they're not integrated in with your daily life, if there's no bridge between your time on the mat and your time at home with your family. And I live this myself. So I have been practicing energy practices and consciousness work for like 28 years, right? I started with yoga when I was younger. And I started because I had some chronic pain issues in my early 20s. And I found yoga as a way of managing the pain without big medical interventions. And that went fine. That went fine. I eventually found Qigong and started practicing Qigong about 9 years ago. But even for the first, few years of practicing Qigong, different styles and methods, what ended up happening was my practice was a way of soothing my nervous system and my pain just enough to keep me living my completely insane and out of alignment regular life without any changes. So it was actually keeping me stuck. My my wellness practices were actually contributing to a life that I didn't want, to me being stuck in a life that I didn't want. And it wasn't until I found Jineng Qigong, which has very, very clear instructions on how to apply what we do, quote unquote, on the mat in practice to daily life, that I was able to actually start making some changes and adjustments and transformations in my regular daily life and helped me start creating and stepping into this life that I always knew was there for me and I couldn't figure out how to get into. I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do to start living the life that I always wanted, the one I knew was there for me as a kid even. And so in these videos, I'm going to start chronicling the various things that I observe and witness and move through in my personal life and explain some of how I take the concepts and teachings of Jineng Qigong that we're learning and apply it to my regular daily life. And I'll give you some examples I'll give you an example of what I personally, me, Megan Cowan, go through, every day, every month in my life. So I live in the United States. I um, I have I've gone through career stuff, right? I'm a trained engineer and worked for decades in the engineering field. I am married. My husband is a normal working corporate person in the normal world and going through all the normal things that one does in those realms. I have two children who are teenagers, going through all the normal things that teenagers are going through right now in our world, including navigating all of the intense information out there and media and things that happen in public schools, all that stuff. I've also been engaged deeply in political work. So I've brought Qigong into navigating the political sphere, trying to inform policy, change policy. In fact, last year I was involved in bringing a large piece of legislation that made it all the way to the governor's desk to try to decrease the pesticides that the state of California uses on public land. I navigate through very challenging family relationship dynamics. I have a large extended family, and we're all crazy. So navigating family and embedded patterns and ancestral trauma and all that whatnot. I am always actively applying Qigong to that as well. And what brought me to Zhenyang Qigong in particular was actually a serious medical condition that I went through in 2020. I'm a cancer survivor. So I have applied Zhenyang Qigong very, very deeply into navigating the normal Western medical establishment, how to dance with that and go through getting the help that you need while maintaining, for example, a good information, how la, no problem attitude, right? This is very difficult. So I would like to share all these things with you in a very kind of real, informal way so that you can understand how that you might be able to do that in your daily life. And it's not perfect. Do not have it all figured out. This is definitely an active place of research for me. But over the last 5 years, walking this path of Zhenyang Qigong applied very, very consistently in my daily life has taught me a lot and has really changed the way that I interact with the world. It's changed the way that my family interacts with each other. My children and husband, okay, they don't all practice Qigong, but they all, because of me, are all familiar with the concepts. And we have developed a lot of ways of reframing challenges and situations so that they're more easy to navigate through, that it's more gentle, and that we have a bigger chance of success when we hit rough times. And I won't go through the details now, maybe in some of the subsequent videos. But if you knew me, you would know that we've been through a lot of very, very rough transitions, my family, in the last 5 years. All sorts of crazy things that just don't happen to people we've been through. And I am here to say that because of my practice with Qigong and the framework that I have and the way that that we are taught to interact with life's challenges, it's made these challenges far more manageable. It's made them so that when we get the shock, we can bounce back, and that we have a way of working through new challenges, scary situations, that has provided us, my family, a lot of confidence and freedom and feeling that no matter what hits us in the world, we'll know what to do. We'll figure it out. We don't know now, but in the moment, we'll know what to do because we're not alone, right? We're connected with the consciousness field. We're connected with the practice. We know how consciousness and energy works, and there's always a way. So I hope that these videos are helpful, and I'm going to, again, just post them whenever things come up in my life, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.